Good evening, everybody. Hi, my name is Blaine Bust. I'm here to explain to you guys how a three-tier system works when it comes to liquor and wine distributions. Uh, as of right now, I currently work for a company called Republic National Distributing Company. Uh, where Republic National Distributing came from was they actually started a privately owned company back in 1898, where they used to be National Distributing Company. A few years after that, became a company called Republic. Well, back in 2000, about 2007, the companies actually merged, became one. We're calling them RNDC, or in long term, Republic National Distributing Company. Well, I want to explain to you guys today about how the three-tier system works. The three-tier system is the brand owner, distributor, and the retailers. Meaning is the brand owners, the makers of the wine, makers of the liquor, and here's some examples of some of the stuff we have. We got some whiskey, all the types of whiskeys that we do. We got those there. We got a little Chivas Regal, a little higher end of the whiskeys, and we got some different type of tequila. Is Cabo Wabo, Devil, and then just an example of some of our wines that we also have. With the three-tier system, from the brand owner to the distributor, basically the winemakers or liquor makers produce the product, sell it to distributors, and distributors then sell it to retailers, and retailers then sell it to the consumers. The reason for this is to help kind of control kind of the alcohol abuse and stuff that people could abuse the systems. Uh, there's no shortcuts, no middleman, anything like that. As everybody knows, one jobs or one of the one things that's survived any kind of or should I say more secure is liquor and wine. People are going to want it legally. People are going to want to eat legally. It's survived prohibition. What I want to kind of also explain to you guys kind of some of the concepts of how the stuff works. Way the distributors get it to the retailers. Way the retailers get it or distributors get it to the retailers. We use different methods. Either CDL trucks or delivery trucks. There's a lot more to it that goes into just be able to get product, and you got to get it there somehow in some way. And within these delivery trucks to get into the retail stores, so the consumers may purchase it. There's various laws and regulations that we have to follow. The DOT, Department of Transportation. We have to follow certain rules and regulations. Consist of hours of service for drivers. Drivers can only work in a 12-hour period in a week. Each day can only do a 12-hour work day. With one day out of the week, they can work a 14-hour day. The reason for this is, to help make sure that we got fresh eyes or fresh people behind the wheels. With a different type of the TABC rules that kind of really drill down on the heroes in Texas is just basically kind of hone down where our material's going, where our product's going to, who is it going to, and how's it being delegated, so to speak. With CDL trucks, delivery store wine, delivery liquor and wine, it's not as simple as people might think. There are several laws that we do have to follow, like I mentioned before, is the DOT regulations. One of our strictest guidelines we have to follow with distribution of alcohol, liquor, or wine is TABC. TABC is Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission, which have strict guidelines that we need to follow. We're only allowed to deliver so much product per truck per day in order to meet our requirements as a company to meet our goals. But as long as we're not surpassing or breaking any of the regulations that are enforced to us by TABC and DOT. And again, kind of show you here, you got your brand owners. Brand owners basically means the people who make the wine, people who make the liquor. Once they produce all this, then they'll go ahead and sell it to the distributor, sell at a wholesale cost. Once If we get it, like myself, which I'm a distributor, we get it to us, then we sell it to the box stores or retail stores. And then retail stores will go ahead and distribute to either bars, restaurants, or consumers like ourselves. What this kind of does, it drills down on the amount of alcohol that's regulated within the state. With our company, we strive hard to make sure that we follow these rules and we follow these guidelines. Kind of go back on the way delivery services from the store to store to store. Us is what we do as a distributor myself. We go ahead and we have a certain amount of drivers, dedicated drivers for CDL, which means commercial driver's license. These drivers will go ahead and get the product loaded by the warehouse personnel. Warehouse personnel go ahead and loads it on the truck. Drivers come in the morning. We make sure that they're keep an accurate logbook in order if state trooper or city police, sheriff's department happen to pull one of our drivers over, they actually look in the logbook and see, okay, what kind of hours they've been working throughout the day. And these are very critical for us when it comes to the DOT. When we have a DOT audit, we got to make sure that we have all our I's dotted and all our T's crossed, making sure that these drivers are badging in and out. To kind of helps us determine where they're at, when they're at, and how they're getting there. We got systems that be able to track while they're doing deliveries, GPS trackers on the trucks. But to kind of not to get off track there, with a 3-tier system, there's actually people not realize how in depth this goes. There's actually lobbyists out there that go and lobby to keep this in there, because in order for us to have a 3-tier system, it helps regulate the amount of alcohol that's coming in state by state. Of course, each state may vary. Regulations vary from state to state, but one thing that RMTC does strive on is making sure that the rules that are put into place are followed to a strict guideline. Myself as the distribution manager, I make sure that on a daily basis that we go and we do random audits on drivers, make sure they're following their logbooks, make sure they have their PMSCS, basic pre-maintenance services or checks on each vehicle. Those forms are given out to the drivers daily. These forms are then turned into me for me to be verified, see if there's any defaults or defects in the vehicles. Once I've gathered all those on a weekly basis, I go ahead and send those off to the Department of Transportation for auditing purposes. But with the 3-tier system, if something like that wasn't in place, then we can actually, you see an increase of underage drinking. So if we don't have some kind of process in place, if we didn't have this 3-tier system in place, you can actually see that just about anybody be able to get alcohol, somehow, some way. Which they may try to do it now, but at least it's regulated and control this kind of merchandise getting into underage people. But with that, I really want to take the time to tell you guys thank you. Thank you for watching. Kind of give you a kind of conclusion on it. The rundown is, 3-tier system. It's great. Check it out. You guys can Google it. It kind of gives you a breakdown of how everything works. But definitely, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them on this page. And I really thank you guys for your time.